Welcome everybody to the Matic intro workshop titled Transforming DeFi Using Matic Network. Joining us today is Arjun and Pranav, who will be taking us through the session. One quick reminder to everybody to join and create their projects by today, as we will be prompting check-in 1. And with that, I will be passing it over to Arjun and Pranav to introduce themselves and get the session started.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Emily. Again, great to be here. So just quickly introduce. So I'm Arjun. I head growth for Matic Network. Along with me, I also have Pranav. Pranav.
Hey guys, I am Pranav. I am a business analyst at Matic Network. So yeah.
Right. So both of us essentially are part of the growth team. Pranav also leads a lot of initiatives on the solution side. So he's been working with the sort of the DApp ecosystem and helping them with the technical integrations and things like that. So what we want to do today is just give you a quick brief about Matic, what we're doing in the DeFi space. We're going to talk about some of the projects and things like that. Apart from that, we'll also take maybe like 15 odd minutes so that Pranav can cover can go sort of give you a short demo about how, apps, what kind of apps are being built, what they do on the technical side. And if you have any questions, we will take that in the end. And so let's just get started. Let me just quickly share my screen. Can you guys see?
Yeah, now we can.
Perfect.
Awesome. So again, so let's just jump right into it. So again, just to jump right into it, right? So Matic essentially is a layer 2 scaling solution. We're essentially a sidechain which is built on top of Ethereum, something like a shadow to Ethereum. And essentially the reason why Matic came up, and so we were founded in 2017, and during that time, Ethereum was just growing, and then there was this phenomena with CryptoKitties, right, where just a simple game sort of ended up clogging the entire Ethereum network and making it unusable. Right, and those kind of situations sort of brought to the fore the main problems with the blockchains at the time, right? So the biggest problems was, number one, the transactions were really slow. So what that meant is that users would have to wait a long period of time. It would spoil the customer experience, and certain business models were simply not possible. And the same thing was compounded with high transaction fees. Now, you guys would have experienced, if you've been using Uniswap over the past couple of weeks, that the fees on on Ethereum have just skyrocketed, right? And that again makes many different business models completely obsolete, and they just don't work anymore. Things you want to do on the NFT side, on the gaming side, if you want to build like a social network or something like that, you simply can't do those kind of things. And all of this combined leads to a really poor user experience. So clearly some solution had to be found in a way that we could take the Ethereum network and sort of extend it in a way that we could bring somehow high performance to the Web3 ecosystem. Then a lot of other things would be possible, and we'd be able to build a much more diverse and more sort of composable ecosystem. So again, building an L2 solution is something you could say is like a technical problem. There are many solutions to this kind of scaling problem. We've come up with a solution which has worked really well and is proved to be sort of production ready. So essentially, we've come up with a hybrid Plasma POS sidechain sort of approach. So our sidechain essentially is a combination of Plasma and it uses Plasma technology. So that means that all the transactions which happen on Matic are checkpointed on Ethereum. So all your assets are safe. And at the same time, the consensus mechanism is proof of stake. And what that means is that we have the capability or the ability to build a really high performance chain, since we're not sort of, how do you say, limited by proof of work anymore. And so what does this mean in terms of metrics and things like that? So in terms of metrics, pure and simple, like, we are able to our sort of sidechain scales beyond 7200 TPS. It's capable of performance a lot higher than that. The block time is 2 seconds, so every transaction is confirmed in 2 seconds. The cost of transaction is roughly 1/10,000th that of Ethereum. So a typical transaction on Matic, for example, just like how stated on the slide, costs something around $0.00004. So it's practically free. And at the same time, the Matic sort of development environment or rather the environment which Matic uses is the same as that of Ethereum. We use the same EVM. So what that means is anything which works on Ethereum works on Matic. At the same time, all the assets are ERC type. So we haven't created like an EVM compatible chain with our own token standard or something like that. We use the same ERC style tokens, which is your ERC20, ERC721, ERC1155. So thereby everything you can do, which you can do on Ethereum, you can do on Matic, but at like very high speed and at like 1/10,000 the cost. And what this does is that when you bring high performance to this kind of environment, what it essentially does is it brings a huge focus on the user experience, right? So once you have fast transactions, you can build a really, like, how do you say, smooth user flow. And that is what, keeps the customer engagement high and keeps more and more people coming to, sort of blockchain applications and trying them out and sort of, engaging with them. So again, here, we've seen phenomenal amount of growth over the past few months. We're doing on average 50,000 transactions a day, 160,000 unique wallets, 100,000 strong developer community. It's growing rapidly. We've got almost 80 plus dApps already deployed. And I have some examples of some of the dApps today, but we have a huge number of dApps deploying, huge number already in development. Our sort of reach across the Twitterverse is also sort of increasing on a daily basis. So we've seen a huge amount of traction. And in 2021, we are going to continue the growth story with lots of exciting announcements, lots of other different dApps and ecosystems deploying on Matic. Now, of course, one of the reasons, and again, just to quickly get into this, one of the things which has also helped a lot with adoption in general on Matic has also been the kind of engagement we bring to the dApp ecosystem. So, for example, you get technical support. So if you're having trouble, let's say deploying something on Matic, you have questions, things like that, we can help you there. We provide marketing support. So for example, if you want to put together announcements and things like that, if you want to do like AMAs or airdrops and things like that, we'll help you and work with you to organize those and sort of get those executed. So giving that support to the ecosystem has essentially helped a lot with adoption. And I know it's something which appeals a lot to developers, especially when you want to reduce that time to market. You want to be able to sort of engage and build something really quickly and roll that out. And that's kind of where our sort of ecosystem enables you to do that. So just to get into some of the quick some of the dApps which have deployed on Matic. If I were to just so again, there are several sort of dApps, on the DeFi side. If you were to just talk about DeFi, there's EasyFi. WazirX is deploying an EMM. There's OroPocket. QuickSwap just went past $1 million in liquidity. It's sort of a Uniswap clone. Similarly, we have DAOs as well, like MahaDAO, peer-to-peer swapping. DFIN recently also went past, so they've built another protocol for cross-chain liquidity called Router Protocol, and they went past $1 million just yesterday in terms of liquidity on their DEX, and it's climbing fast. We also have, lots of other interesting DeFi products being built on Matic. So you have your typical DeFi, but you also have something like Parcel, which is like a sort of a crypto treasury management kind of solution, for crypto companies which are coming up, which are doing well. You need to manage your entire company's finances and be able to do crypto payments. So how do you solve for that? So things like that. So there's huge traction on the DeFi side. If you check out Matic on DeFi Pulse, you will also see that our liquidity on a daily basis is steadily rising. So that is also attracting a lot of other DeFi sort of developers to come and make use of the kind of high performance you get on Matic and sort of be able to build interesting kind of experiences. We're also seeing other interesting sort of kind of models, like Steelbird is trying to bring some sort of AI to DEXs, things like that. Bondly had a very sort of successful coin offering. And if I want to get into other things, so of course stable coins are natively enabled on Matic. So you can use USDT, DAI, USDC. You can directly fiat on ramp these stable coins. We will also soon be supporting other like algo stable coins as well. So we are in advanced discussions there. Apart from that, also on the gaming side, we've built a huge portfolio, and this is very interesting because nowadays we are also seeing sort of this a combination of NFT plus gaming plus DeFi, or NFT plus DeFi, which is amazing, where all these sort of different elements are coming together to create value and to create like amazing user experiences. So on the gaming side, I would say that pretty much any major game out there which is either being developed or has been developed is either on Matic or talking to us. And if you just look at our portfolio in terms of the top games like Neon District, Somnium Space, Terra Virtua, Decentral Games, hugely popular, Zedrun, 0x universe, and the list just goes on. Like, this is just a small snapshot. Like, all the names I'm showing you right now is just a very small snapshot of all the dApps which are deployed. Just to also quickly mention Mega Cryptopoly, which is doing really well, amazing game. Decentraland, of course, Chain Guardians, Prediction Markets, Just Bet, Anarchy Games, Intergalactic Gaming, big on esports. Very interesting concepts there. Flower Patch, came out of our Matic Accelerator program and sort of did really well. Marble Cards, Vulcanverse, First Blood, again, esports platform, again, moving to Matic. Polyant Games runs runs a node for us. Horizon Games are coming up with this very polished game, Skyweaver, which is very exciting. And also, like, you have other dApps as well. Like, you have like Sapien, which is deploying a social network. Zawadi, which is a ticketing platform. Creole, which is doing, carbon credits trading, but on blockchain, to make the process transparent and faster. EPNS, which is your, Ethereum push notification service for smart contracts and things like that. So lots and lots of, interesting innovation, lots of different types of dApps. I can have like a separate like 2-hour conversation just on all of this, but what we're going to do right now is jump into some more of the technical stuff. So again, like on enterprise side, we have Cargo X deployed on Matic, Wildcards, which is trying to raise funds for endangered animals, through NFTs. So again, I just want to quickly jump into, some of the some of the technical stuff, why developers love Matic. Pranav, you wanna just quickly take over and sort of cover on some stuff on the dev side?
Yeah,
Sure. I just stopped sharing my screen, so you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. So as Arjun told, okay. So as Arjun told, like, why developers love Matic, the simple reason for that is that because, Matic is a EVM compatible chain. So, if you have deployed your, you have learned Solidity, done your coding on this particular thing, you have made your smart contracts, you don't need to change anything, right, to deploy on Matic network because we are EVM compatible totally. For that particular reason, I'll be giving you a small example of how this particular thing works, right? And we'll be going through this whole thing. I would encourage you guys to just follow along, but if you cannot, I would suggest you, after this video is recorded, just try it out yourself as well, how easy it is to actually go ahead and deploy on Matic networks, right? So first of all, I'm currently on the Remix network. It is a very popular compiler for the Solidity thing. So this is a basic, set name, get name contract. Currently, I'm on the Robson networks. You guys can see I'm on the Robson networks. Right now, I'll just go ahead and deploy. Click on deploy, like what we do, right? So okay, just let me shift to inject Web3 and deploy. Right, I have to sign in with MetaMask, give so much amount of fees for the Ethereum, sign the transaction, and it will be confirmed in some amount of time, right? This is how normally we deploy on the Matic on the Ethereum networks. Ropsten is a test network to the Ethereum networks, and this is how you do it. Now I'll be doing the same thing on the Matic network. See, the contract and the code remains the same, but I'll be changing the RPC URL and doing the same magic on the Matic networks, right? So let's see how it goes. First of all, I have to shift to custom RPC, right? Select Matic testnet, right? I'm doing it on the Mumbai networks. Okay. So our Mumbai network is the testnet of the Matic networks, right? I'll shift to RPC Mumbai.matic.today. Chain ID is 8001. It is Matic, and the explorer we have is Mumbai.explorer.today. Save it, right? And now I have to reload it. All right. Yeah. So now I'm on the Matic networks, and I'll be, I'll not be changing any code or anything, but I'll be deploying on the Matic networks. By the way, whatever, network information I gave, you can find it right over here. Network information, Mumbai testnet, or, this is all that was required, Explorer and things like that. So just go ahead and check that out. Very, very easy, very confined document. Whatever is required is there inside, right? So just go to storage.sol. Again, I'm on the Matic network from right now, right? And I'll just go ahead and deploy, right? Let me just shift to inject Web3. I'm on the Matic networks. See, 8001 chain ID is for Matic networks. I'll just go ahead and deploy it. All right. Inject Web3. Let me just compile this. Okay, compiled, deploy, and I'll be able to, deploy it. So one particular question that you might have is, how will you get the faucets and related things, right, that are required for testing things? So this is our faucet.matic.network, right? I'll just shift to a particular account which has less amount of Matic, right? And click on here, and I'll be able to get whatever faucets are required, right, for testing things. So, so we have created all the infrastructure that is required for actually, doing things. So you can see here as well, we also have a block explorer, right? Explorer Mumbai dot maticvigil.com. Here you can see all the transactions that actually happen, right? So as I was telling you guys, I'm able to deploy on the Matic networks as well, and it works the same as it would have worked on the Ethereum networks. I'll just Pranav, set name. Again, it will do the signing of the transaction using the Matic networks, right? And the thing will get confirmed. Yeah, so this is how it works. This is how precise and beautifully things have happened. No code change, just the RPC URL change, and the magic happens on its own, right? So this is the best part about why this is why Arjun was telling developers love Matic, because you don't have to do so. There are minimal amount of changes and maximum amount of results with 70 to 100 TPS, and so great amount of throughput and less amount of gas required, right? So this was the first part. You can deploy on the remix. Now I'll be doing, so this is just the smart contract part, right? If you are wanting to develop a decentralized application, you use some of the tools available. For example, you might want to use Truffle, right? So next section, what we'll be doing is we'll be deploying on the now we'll be deploying on the Truffle thing, right? So this is a basic smart, just this is some, Truffle package that I've used. You can use Truffle MetaCoin or something like that, right? This is a basic thing, right? It has contracts, migration.sol, our very favorite, and tutorial.sol, just a simple contract that, I have created on OpenZappelin. So this is the contract side. It has some SRC, some, front end to it, and this is all about it. Right now I have truffle.js. Currently, first of all, I'll be deploying on the local test networks, local networks. So for that, I have to do ganache CLI. Let me try to first of all do it on the local networks, right? And then we'll just change a small snippet inside the truffle.js and deploy it on the Matic networks, right? It is that easy. That's what we are trying to make you realize. That's all. So Truffle migrate dash reset. I hope you are able to see my screen. Let me increase the size a little. Okay. Is it too much? Okay, now I hope you'll be able to see the screen. Right now it is deployed. Now let me just npm start, no, npm run dev. It will start working, right? So this is the whole picture of how this particular thing works now. So this is working now, right, on the test networks. Now what I'll be doing it on the Matic networks. For that, what I have to do, first of all, just go ahead and shift, change the whole code snippet. This is the extra addition that I've done. And now I'll be able to deploy it on the Matic networks itself. So this particular code snippet, you can find it in our docs. This is our docs, and this is the Truffle part over here, Truffle, right? And here is the code snippet that I've been using, right? You can just copy this, paste it over here, right? And then we are good to go. What I have to do again, I can just now stop because I'm not using the local servers. I can just stop it over there and just deploy the same. So I've not changed the code, I've not changed the front end, I've not changed anything, but the code will be deployed on the Matic networks. This is so exciting and this is so easy. That's why we say that we have a good amount of adoption. So just Truffle migrate dash network Matic and dash reset. All right. Right. So this is how this whole thing actually works. Let me just have this copied and paste it over here and then run it. Have I saved? Okay. I have now saved the file. Now it will work. Source.env. All right. See, so I have not changed anything, right? I've just copied the mnemonic that was required and it gets done. I just have added some few lines of code. Let's just count 14 to 19th. That's just 5 lines of code, and I'm able to, deploy the whole decentralized application on the Truffle, on the Matic networks. You can, even, we can just copy the transaction hash and just see it on the, block explorer by Matic. You can just see this is working, right? So I'm able to do the same thing without changing the code, right? I just have to add some code snippets and your application becomes blazing fast, right? With a low gas cost and things like that. Lots of benefits coming off layer 2, right? So this is the whole benefit of being a part of the Matic ecosystem, right? So this is all, I had to show. Now the thing is, let's just, try to interact with the application deployed on the Matic networks, right? npm run dev, right? So you can see here, right? So this is the contract deployed. Let me just switch to the first. All right, it has 1200 TT, and let me just try to transfer. So, I have to be on the Matic test network to actually make this happen, right? If I have to interact with the application which is deployed on the Matic network, then I have to, do this RPC URL thing and then start, testing the Matic network, or, start interacting with the decentralized application built on the Matic network. And this is something, which causes customer friction. And that is sometimes, might lead to some kind of problem. Let's say, if I have to transfer this particular thing, I have to be on the Matic network, and then only I'm, see a Matic testnet, and then only I'm able to, do this particular activity, so to say, right? We just reject it for now. What I'm trying to tell you, got it right. So this particular application, I have to first of all, just go here, change the RPC URL, and then I have to interact with the application deployed on the Matic network, and this causes customer friction. And for that particular thing, at Matic, for us, the decentralized application and the experience that user gets for the apps deployed on the Matic networks matters the most. And because of this particular, customer friction that might occur, we have, created a particular function for that, but which is known as the network agnostic feature that you can, include in your decentralized application, right? That is known as network agnostic transactions. I'll just give you a small demo of how network agnostic transactions work out. And, without changing the RPC URL, may you be on any network, you can interact with your decentralized application gaslessly without using, any of the gas that is required. For example, right now, if I transfer something, I'll have to pay some fees, right? This is the fees that I have to pay right now for doing any kind of transactions, or for interacting with the application deployed on the Matic networks as well. So let's just see how the network agnostic transactions actually work out. Okay, uh, let me just clear this first, right? And now I'm going to the network agnostic thing, right? So first of all, for that particular thing, we'll first of all require the relay infrastructure to actually work out. So how this particular thing works is that, first of all, there is this decentralized application, and then there is this relay infrastructure. For the demo that I have used my own relay infrastructure. I have created my own relay infrastructure, but you can use one by Biconomy, or you can even use gas station networks, right? So Biconomy has created a Mexa SDK. Using that particular SDK, the relayer is already created. You can just import that particular SDK and start using it to do gasless transactions. So what happens is that your decentralized application that is created interacts with the relayer, and the relayer does the transactions on your behalf on the blockchain, right? So it just uses your EIP 712 signature and puts that on the blockchain, right? So you just don't have to have gas. You just just have to sign the transaction. What that means, you just need to have a public private key, and then you are done. You can, interact with the decentralized application, what you're doing with the centralized application, but with the power of Ethereum, right? So if I've done so much of good stuff about this particular thing, let's see how this particular thing works, right? First of all, this is the relayer that I've, first of all created. You can see, right? This is the relayer that I've created, relayer infrastructure that I've created. So first of all, I have to roll that relayer infrastructure out, node server index.js. This is the relayer I've created. By the way, all the code that I'm going to do, you will be able to get that. I'll give you the repo at the last of the, my presentation, so that you can yourself also try it out. I would recommend just go ahead and try this particular, all of the processes that I've, explained, from remix to Truffle and to network agnostic features, so that you also can fall in love with Matic as I have, right? So this is the second thing. Now, so first of all, I have rolled out the, the relayer infrastructure that was required. Now I will go ahead and just, deploy this particular thing, right? So open, right? We can see here. Next, connect. All right. So we can see here, I just hope the network, the relayer is deployed. Yeah, relayer is working. And we have, just rolled out our application. So you can see here, let me be on any, let me be on Ethereum mainnet. Let me be on any, so to say, per se, let me be on any of the networks. Doesn't matter. Why? Because I'm using network agnostic feature of this particular whole infrastructure, which uses meta transactions. All right. So I am on Ethereum mainnet. You can see here, I have 0 Ethereum. Right now, 0 Ethereum. I'm on Ethereum mainnet. Let me do a transaction. All right, let's do a transaction. Sign this particular transaction, and the transaction gets executed despite me having 0 Ethereum. You can see here, right? Gaslessly, I am able to interact with the blockchain. If you, can't believe, just go ahead and see this particular thing. Just go ahead and see, block hash. This is the block hash. Let's just go ahead and paste it over here, our very own Explorer, and just see the transaction got executed, right? So this is the best part about network agnostic feature. You just need a public, you just need a public private key pair, and you will be able to do the transactions very, very seamlessly without, caring on which network you are, right? So this is the best part, one of the great features of the Matic networks. Now the last, so as I told you, you can also try it on your own. These all the features, I'll paste this particular link, bit.ly/matic network. This is the documentation. I have, first of all explained you how the RPC URL is set and things like that. You can find all the documentation over here. The last thing which I want to cover is bridge, right? So if, let's say, you have an asset already deployed on the Ethereum network, you have an ERC20 token, you have an ERC1155 token, you have an ERC721 token, whatever the asset may be, you can transfer that asset from the Ethereum network to the Matic network using a bridge that Matic has created, right? So you can use a POS bridge or a plasma bridge. That depends, on what kind of security you are wanting. So how the bridge actually functions is that there is a predicate contract deployed by them. First of all, you will have to go to the this particular Matic this particular website. Let it open, right? Just go ahead and request a particular you have to request the mapping to be done, right? Once this particular thing gets approved, what happens is that you will have to just go ahead and what will happen is that there is a predicate contract deployed by the Matic network on the Ethereum networks, right? So this predicate contract, so what will happen is, first of all, you will deposit. See here, this is this is the approve contract. Using this particular approve function, you will deposit your Ethereum on the predicate contract, right? So they will get logged in the Ethereum networks. So once these particular assets get logged on the Ethereum network, the root chain proxy manager will be sent a signal, right, by the root chain manager that we have logged these particular transactions. For that particular thing, this particular approve functionality is used, right? Then the second thing that you have to do is do a deposit. So once the predicate contract has locked and the signal has been sent to root chain proxy manager, this deposit function will transfer your tokens from the Ethereum network to the Matic network. So your assets have been transferred from the Ethereum network to the Matic network. Now let's say you want to transfer them back to the Ethereum network. So how that exit mechanism works is that first of all you will burn the minted tokens that have been created on the Matic network. You will first of all burn them, and you will generate the proof of the burn on the your proof of the burn is generated. You will just go ahead and go ahead and put that proof of burn on the Ethereum network. So what essentially would happen is, first of all, you burn the tokens on the Matic network, and then submit the proof on the Ethereum network. So you will be able to exit. So what will happen is that predicate contract will unlock your tokens that you had created, and you will be able to exit. So these are the scripts that you have to use. First of all, go ahead and map your tokens, right? Then you have to approve so that predicate contract locks your token, then deposit so that your tokens are transferred, or in other words, there is a minting that happens on the Matic network. Then if you want to exit, you can burn and submit the proof of the burn on the Matic networks. So that's pretty much it of how the whole feature works. We started with the remix and saw how breezy, easy, buttery it was to deploy on the Matic networks. Just we have to change the RPC and we'll be able to do it. Similar is the case with Truffle. Just change 5 lines of code and you're deployed on the Matic networks. Then we did something about network agnostic transactions, how to make the user experience as good as possible, giving the experience of Web 2 while being on Web 3. Then we discussed about token bridge, how you can transfer the tokens already deployed on the Ethereum networks to the Matic network using the lock, mint, and burn feature, right? So this is all about it. As Arjun was telling, developers love Matic. Why? Because we have provided the whole infrastructure that is required for actually making an application work. Pretty much every Oracle services that exists, like Chainlink, Bandchain, Razor, Provable, are on Matic network. Chainlink was the first chain after Ethereum network which deployed on the Matic network, right? And so similar is the case. Razor will be deploying very soon. All these Oracle services are available on the Matic networks as well. All the popular wallets that are there are somewhat on the Matic networks, like for Fortmatic, MetaMask. We just tested Fortis, Taurus. All of them are on the Matic network. Truffle, we were able to test. Ganache, Remix ID, Tenderly, all of them are using Matic network, can be utilized for Matic network. So pretty much every infra that is present, meta transactions, by economy, GSN, right? All of them are there on the Matic network, and that's what makes the whole ecosystem work properly, right? At last, what I would suggest you guys is go ahead and test all the activities that we did in this particular workshop using this link that I'll be pasting in the chat. Yeah, Arjun, you can take it from here.
Sure thing. Thanks, Pranav, for covering all that. So what I'll also do, is just cover some of the other things about the network, which would, sort of lend color to some of the things which Pranav was talking about. Let me just quickly share my screen. So just like how Pranav was saying, so we've tried we've tried to create a sort of so here at Matic we consider ourselves a developer first kind of ecosystem. Like everything is focused on making things easy for the developer, with the mindset that if developers are given all the tools and a high performance sort of network, then they'll be able to build the kind of customer experiences, right, which will attract many users and even Web2 users to sort of come and experience blockchain dApps. So again, that being said, also wanted to say that we have very comprehensive dev tooling. So all your typical oracles like your Chainlink, Band, Razor, Provable are work out of the box. Also the upcoming newer oracles like API 3, Dear Data, a few others are also deploying on Matic, and all of those should be live by possibly the mid of Feb. All popular wallets are supported on Matic. So MetaMask, you want to use Fortmatic, Portus, Taurus, Arcane has got a wonderful wallet as well if you want to use that solution. Similarly, all your build test tools, meta transactions, you can use Bioeconomy or Gas Station Network, whatever have you. Also, additional tools like, for example, if you don't want to use, let's say you don't want to use Infura, so you can use some of the infrastructure from BlockWidget, which is one of our partners, which is working on providing that infrastructure. If you want to sort of use something else. We have very comprehensive dev tooling. So essentially an environment where the developer has, it makes it really easy for any developer to create apps or port apps to Matic, as Pranav already showed you guys. Some of the other things which I also wanted to cover. So we've got great documentation. So I would encourage you guys to go through our website, go through our developer documentation. You'll find some examples there as well. So if you want to try something, there'll be examples there to help you and understand, what are the steps you need to take. Apart from that, we also do lots of campaigns and promotions. So if you follow Matic on Twitter, you'll see that we do a lot of promotions for a lot of the DApps on our ecosystem. So as an infrastructure provider, as a side chain or a blockchain, our objective is that, so the way we think about it is, if the DApps on our ecosystem succeed, so we automatically succeed. So I think all we really need to do is just help the DApps on our ecosystem, and that's what we try our best to do. So we do all sorts of different types of promotions, launch campaigns. We also have things like grant support. So for example, micro grants to help cover developer hours, things like that, for teams looking to sort of experiment with Matic, build on Matic, connect with influencers, things like that. At the same time, we run several developer support programs. So for example, we've got a build and earn program, which is our accelerator. So they were almost I think 30 DApps last time in the last cohort. The new cohort will come up at the end of I think February. Apart from that, we also have we also have sort of a DeFi program where we put aside a certain sort of amount of funds to help grow the DeFi sort of ecosystem. And as you can see with MarketMake and any major sort of hackathon which happens globally, we always support them, all ETH events. So we support a huge number of hackathons. We also provide sort of customer sort of developer support programs, custom developer support programs for teams which need a specific kind of sort of grant funding. So we open to that as well. So these are some of the things we do to help the ecosystem succeed. And again, a lot of exciting other updates are going to be coming out in the news about Matic over the next we've got some big DApps launching, things like that. So all of that news will be out on Twitter. So be sure to follow us. And yeah, and I really hope that this presentation was helpful, and it was able to give you a good flavor on not just Matic from a technical perspective, but also what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to do. And if you have any questions at this point, just feel free to ask us in the chat. We'll be happy to cover anything ecosystem related or tech related, or about any of our programs. And so I can cover that as well. So yeah.
Thanks so much, Arjun, and thanks, Pranav. That was a really great session. I see you've already been answering a lot of the questions in the chat.
Yeah, we got to preempted that.
Yeah, you've already got.
There. Yeah. That being
exactly.
said, now that I've covered this, I'm gonna just leave my Telegram ID there in there as well. So if you guys have any interesting ideas, you're looking to develop, Pranav's put his there as well, so you can get in touch with either me or Pranav. And if you have any interesting ideas already, you're part of MarketMake, so already I'm sure you guys are already thinking ahead of exciting things to build. And if you have any specific other interesting ideas, things you want to just discuss with us, or have any questions about the Matic network, I'm always happy to get on a quick chat. If you want to just discuss your business model and just try and sort of understand what you could do better, things like that. So just feel free to reach out to us. For us, a sense of community and is something which is very important. That's the reason blockchain was invented in the first place. To create, to foster a trustless society so that all of us can sort of interact with each other. So again, so that's something, that mission is dear to us. So just feel free to ping away, and we'll respond to your questions.
Thanks, Arjun. Yeah, and you guys can also reach out in the sponsor Matic channel under MarketMake as well. And you can also just drop your Telegram chat tags in that chat channel as well, because obviously when Zoom closes, they won't have access to it anymore. So you can drop it there as well. Has anybody got any other questions for the Matic team? You can feel free to unmute yourselves or drop your questions in the chat now. And if you don't have a question right now, you can also reach out in the channels. The Matic team is there to help.
I think there's a question about widget. Is there anything specific? I think it's Sri Raghu Raman. Anything specific you'd like us to cover about the widgets? So there are a couple of ways you can use widgets. You can use them to, for example, like let's say it's a DeFi, in a DeFi app, you want to, let's say, you want to do a inbuilt fiat on ramp, right? So within your website, somebody can do the fiat on ramp and then use the DeFi as well. So fiat on ramp on Matic is supported, through transact.com. You can use fiat on ramp. They'll soon have off ramp as well. If you want to buy Matic on the Ethereum network, you can also use MoonPay. We'll also soon be integrated with ramp.com and a few other payment providers as well. With respect to the widget, right, I would encourage you to check out, check out DFin. So these guys, so I would suggest, Sri Raghu, Raman, you can check out dfin.network. So dfin has used this widget to, do this kind of on-ramp kind of thing, and you can use it for different things. I mean, it's a widget at the end of the day. You can, put, like, you can maybe do something interesting and add some interesting options there. So feel free to check that out. I think that'll give you a very good idea.
Also,
so the faucet for Matic is faucet.matic.network. So you can, so that'll allow you to get tokens for both all the networks. So for example, if you want to use on the main net, or if you want to, for example, get that on the test net, you can, there are options there. Just check it out. All right. So Gavin plans to use Matic and Avagochi. Definitely, man. Avagochi has got an amazing project, and it was an interesting case for us because Avagochi skipped Ethereum, directly went to Matic, because they realized that if you want to do anything serious at scale on NFTs, you got to do it, on a network like Matic where transactions are literally free. So, I encourage you to check that out. Anything else, guys? Anything else you want us to cover? Technical, non-technical? All right, great. I think we've covered most of the questions for now. But then again, just like, what if you need Matic on the mainnet? All right, so you can just check out. You can check out this, or you can just use transact.com. So if you have existing funds on the Ethereum layer 1, you can use wallet.matic.network to get them onto Matic, and then or you can use Transact. They have, like, on the website, they have this like inbuilt widget kind of thing where you can just put in your credit card information, whatever, and just buy crypto directly onto the Matic network. So using Transact, you can buy Matic if you like, or Matic tokens, and you can also get USDT, USDC, DAI, like, the stable coins. Flash loan on Matic. Yeah. So you have, let me just, EasyFi. You can just check out EasyFi on Matic. So EasyFi is sort of like a compound kind of a fork, which allows you, things like, does Matic put the same 24K limit? So when you say 24K limit, do you mean in terms of mining the tokens? Like what exactly is this?
Yeah, that was a question that came from YouTube.
Right.
We
So
can
if you want
ask
to,
if they maybe elaborate.
Okay. That's okay. So what we can, what I would suggest is that if you just check out wallet.matic.network, right? There is a tab on the top, right? So there's wallet. There'll also be staking right next to it. So you can just click on staking, and you'll get some details about the network, the number of tokens locked, number of tokens which are there. So that'll give you a very clear idea of, so I would suggest just check out wallet.matic.network. Just on the top, like, horizontal bar, there's like wallet, there's staking as well, and delegation and things like that. So there are a lot of details there about how the token distribution is and things like that. So I think that should cover Matic setup on MetaMask for testnet or mainnet. So you can, so Pranav has shared that link for that staking, wallet.matic.network/staking. Right. So the setup on MetaMask, you can just check it out on our Matic developer docs. Let me in fact just see if I can give you that exact link. Yeah, let me just put that here, right here. Here. So I've just put a link which will give you access to all the network details. So if you want to set up like MetaMask a certain way, you can just check that out. Also, that will allow you to shift to Matic network or testnet and things like that on MetaMask. I'm sure, like, if you want to do like testing and things like that. So, yeah.
Right. Also, when I gave you that particular demo, in that particular, I use test RPC URL. You just have to change the chain ID, which is 137 for the mainnet, and change the RPC URL that's been shared over here. the network details you can find. And yeah, we support mainnet and testnet both. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, and our documents are very sort of quite comprehensive. So, I think that should cover most of the, because they're common doubts. With respect to anything specific comes up, just feel free to reach out to us, just like how Emily said on the Discord channel, anything specific like that. And just if you want to just experience Matic, right? First time, developer aside, I just encourage you to check out Neon District, very fun game. Check out Mega Cryptopoly. Oh god, I got that spelling wrong. Okay, let me just Mega Cryptopolis. Very, very fun game as well. You can check out Zrun, you can check out EasyFi, you can check out QuickSwap, which is like a Uniswap clone, or rather a fork on Uniswap v2 fork on Matic. Yeah, it's a question from YouTube. Bridge fee issue raised by Polymarket. Any solution on the plans? Oh, it's already solved. So that was like that was something. There was an update we had to make to our JS files. We did that. Matic.js, that solved the problem. Also, like we've implemented, in fact, other solutions as well. So we are doing sort of a fast exit kind of a solution along with two different teams. So one is Biconomy and one is Connext. So Connext has come up with this vector node approach, which is like a more decentralized sort of approach towards uh, quickly moving liquidity from L2 to L1, like, a fast exit, which is also secure, but also exit. Biconomy has also come up with this very interesting fast exit scheme where you can have two pools, one on Matic and one on Ethereum. So if you have USDC, you have one pool here, one pool here. And whenever you move across the networks, you're essentially, your sort of balance will be added, subtracted. So in a way, it just simplifies. So Biconomy is trying that approach. Both are actually live. They're being tested right now. I think we'll roll that out for the public in possibly another maybe a week or 10 days. Once it's been, once Polymarket has used it for at least two weeks. That's kind of how it is.
Also,
yeah. Go ahead, Pranav. Yeah.
Yeah, also, the Polymarket issue that you're talking about, that's when, you are transferring assets from Ethereum to Matic and Matic to Ethereum. So that particular gas that you have to pay is of the Ethereum networks for depositing, because you're essentially doing the transaction on the Ethereum to transfer the tokens, right? So that's particular thing, that's when, there was a hype in the Ethereum gas prices. Right. But now with Connext, there is, a state channel created, that particular approach, and as Arjun described, and that will definitely get solved. So yeah.
Yeah. So we're working on like bunch of approaches. Once I think they're in production, then that'll make the process even smoother and sort of solve this little hiccup. How many nodes secure? So you guys can check out that staking thing. So currently we have 81 nodes as of today. And if you can check out the details. So if you just go to that link, which let me in fact just share that link again. If you just check out wallet.matic.network staking, you can see all the different node details there. You can see the number of nodes. You can see all the different teams which have set up the nodes, the delegation details. If you want to, for example, if you want to buy Matic and delegate, you're free to do that as well. The APR currently is pretty good. It's about close to about almost 28-30%. So yeah, you can check that out as well. Anything else?
Yeah, great. Thanks so much. A lot of great questions coming through, and thanks for getting through all of those questions. For anybody that has any other questions for the Matic team, reach out in the channels. They've dropped their Telegram handles for you to reach out directly as well. And we'd just like to say a big thank you for running the session and everybody for joining. We love to see the hacker attendance in these sessions so high. Great, thanks so much.
That was great, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emily, for this time as well. I've also posted our Discord link there, so all the hackers and just quickly click on Discord, join our channel. Lots of interesting discussions there as well on the technical side. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there as well. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks.
Great, thanks guys. Cheers.